They have been, at work. Certainly in Michigan, we have a ton of DHS folks, the CBP, and so they are on the call and they are doing their jobs. Certainly, we need to fund the Department of Homeland Security, and we need, in my view, to cut away all the conversation on ICE, which is its own conversation, from all the core missions of the Department of Homeland Security. But they're essential. They're on the job. They're working today.
Are the Democrats finally caving on DHS funding? Democrat Michigan Senator Elisa Slotkin now imploring her party to forget about ICE and fund DHS. This is coming after an anti-Semitic terror attack in her state. Even Obama's DHS secretary telling Fox Democrats need to fund DHS now.
I believe we are in a heightened threat environment, most likely because of events in the Middle East. Iran is a state sponsor of terrorism. We can decapitate the leadership there, but that does not decapitate the ability to be a state sponsor of terrorists. It does not decapitate the ability to inspire acts of terrorism, including acts of terrorism here in the homeland. And so, bottom line to all of this, we need to fund, Congress needs to fund the department that exists to ensure homeland security.
Let's welcome to the program GOP Florida Congresswoman Laurel Lee. Thank you so much for being here. Slotkin still hasn't voted to fund DHS. So is this real? Is her urging Democrats going to actually move the needle here?
Well, if we start to see Democrats fracture within their own party, we might actually make progress. And that's what's very important to point out here. You're absolutely right. We are looking at a heightened threat environment in the middle of this conflict in Iran. This is the Department of Homeland Security. The House of Representatives has voted twice now to fund it, largely along partisan lines, although we did have a few Democrats. The Senate has not been able to advance the bill because of Senate Democrats. Now, there have been many Democrats out on television trying to talk about Republicans have control of all three branches of government, but the numbers and the votes don't lie. It is clearly Democrats that both in the House and the Senate have been stalling this essential funding that we need to ensure that we are preventing any hostile acts against America.
Meantime, the TSA line at the Austin airport is out the door. It's down the street this morning. And Denver's experiencing a spring break travel surge. 300 TSA workers have now reportedly quit their jobs because of the Democrat shutdown of DHS. 50,000 will reportedly miss their paycheck. Why aren't they mad about TSA workers quitting? Are the Democrats out there in any way making government jobs unattractive by constantly using them as political pawns? Because remember, when Democrats got upset about government jobs and the cuts, watch this.
Massive job cuts have hit the Centers for Disease Control.
Federal workers losing their jobs. They're not even sure if they're going to have a job to go back to.
Those mass sweeping cuts that we've seen all year have disproportionately hit veterans.
But there's no concern about the TSA workers now, Congresswoman.
Exactly. The hypocrisy is stunning. These are very critical workers who should be paid by our federal government for the jobs they do to keep us safe while we're traveling. And it's not just TSA. Within the Department of Homeland Security, we also have CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Almost all of those employees who protect us from cyber attacks, the very large majority, they're at home too. So Democrats are really gambling with not only our security right now, but also the airports and travel and the basic ability of Americans to be able to get around the country.
They sure are. Congresswoman Laurel Lee, thank you so much. Have a nice weekend.